Hello everyone, it's Irene again. So today I am bringing you another Otome game, a demo. This seems to be a game that it's still to be announced. It's not a finished product. This is from Twisted Flamingos. And the description is: Michelle Connor is finally moving out of her parents' house and into her own apartment in Premier City. It's been a while since she's met so many new people, so she's willing to overlook some of their more odd behaviors. Them being cute does make it easier. Between her neighbor, her local barista, her classmate, her boss, and even the ghost haunting her new place, it's hard for her to choose a favorite. Luckily, she may not have to. So, in Monster Magnet, you play as Michelle Connor as she meets 5 potential love interests and goes down one of 10 stories routes where she learns 2 of their secrets. Something about her seems to attract people who aren't quite human. Oh, so, okay, they are already telling us something. They may not be human. Play through their individual and intertwined stories, develop a bond with both love interests, and watch them develop bonds with each other. Confess your feelings at the Christmas Eve festival, and hopefully you'll all walk away with a new partner or 2. Okay. The game says in here that it has voice acting. I mean, that's what I want to say. It says that it has voice acting. But I don't know if it's because this is still in development. I don't think it has voice yet. And it only has like see, like you have like voice volume in here, but this is only for a sound that do you remember the sound that you used to have in games when games started to appear for consoles? You know, every time you had like the text and then you had like that sound. It's basically, I can show you a bit. I'm going to disable it because I personally don't like it, but you do have that. Let me show you a bit so you understand. Let's put like start. Do you hear it? It's finally here. I personally don't like this sound, so I'm going to disable it because I can't stand it, honestly. Like, it used to be a thing when I was young and we didn't have voice acting and we only had like this type of sound, but nowadays it's like I cannot stand it anymore. Nope. Okay, so let's just start the game. I don't know who is speaking right now. Well, once again we have like a pattern in here. The font could be, for my own opinion, it could be a bit bigger, but yeah. So the day your new life really begins, you now have the right potential and the right opportunity for some truly spectacular romance. Now you only need to steer things in the right direction. I'm counting on you. Knock, knock. Ah. Michelle, are you up? We made breakfast. Yeah, I'm up. I jump out of bed and hastily begin to throw on my clothes. Just finishing getting dressed. Oh. No rush. The waffle maker's still warm. Mom's footsteps move away from the door and down the stairs. I guess there's no fooling her. I decide to finish getting dressed at a more reasonable pace. I also grab the last of my belongings to avoid the later trip up and down the stairs. Yeah, it's kind of messy for me to have like this type of pattern among the letters, you know, the fonts. But nothing I can do about it. That dream felt kind of strange, almost like someone was talking to me. Something about romantic potential? I haven't even had a real friend since high school. Moving to a new city must be stressing me out. But this is my best path forward. And it starts with me getting my butt downstairs and eating not cold bacon. I zip up my duffel bag and make my way to breakfast. Gel Bell. Give me just a second. Sorry, it's allergies too. I was starting to think you'll ninja off the college while we were still asleep. Ninja'd? I could have rattled down the stairs in full plate armor without waking you too. Oh. And how would you know? I take a seat at the table and grab a piece of bacon. Thanks for the breakfast. We know you're not too good of a kid to sneak out anyway. Pretty different from how I was, but I'll take it. I never needed to sneak out because you two kept letting me break curfew just this once. So today's the big day. Okay, I noticed that every time one of them is talking, they put some kind of shadow behind the sprite, probably to tell us that it's this person talking. My baby girl is moving to the city all by herself. Mom, I'm 22. And our baby is starting college. Oh my God. You graduated college at my age. Were you a baby girl then too? Oh, please. You've met your grandparents. I've been a young professional since I was 14. Your father is still a baby girl, though. You are damn right I am. Really, though, my parents cried when I started college, too. And when I graduated college. And for every milestone I've ever achieved for my entire life. I'm sure they'll be crying here now if they weren't on their Mediterranean cruise. Should I call them? No, you'll flood Greece. Okay, he's Greek. They'll be especially emotional since you're going to the same college we went to. Oh, speaking of Premier City U. Could you see if Miss Bardo is still teaching? She was my favorite professor. She taught French. Do you remember any French? Of course. Bon anniversaire means happy birthday. Anything else? What else do I need to know? She must have been a great teacher. Oh, and find a day to visit the zoo. They have a sea otter exhibit. And if you're hungry after class, check out Zinnia's by the college, fantastic diner food. Okay. Or if you need a quiet place to work on anything, try Premier Coffee House. Okay. And you have to go to the Christmas Eve festival after this semester. Yes, the Christmas festival is incredible. I used to hate Christmas because it always overshadowed my birthday. The Premier City Christmas Eve Festival was the first Christmassy event that I enjoyed. I take all credit. I was still mad at my parents for not letting me pick my major, so I was only going back home from the 25th to the 1st. Okay. It's kind of messing a bit with me, like the pattern, the background of the text box, but yeah, sure. Why do they always tell their stories like I haven't heard them before? It was her first year, so I had to make sure she saw the whole thing. We went ice skating and entered the snowman building contest, and before I could even say I should get some rest, I had a mug of hot cocoa in my hands. We walked around in the most gorgeous light display I'd ever seen. Then he convinced me to try a ring toss game to win this absurdly large penguin. It only took a few losses from each of us before we decided that we absolutely could not live without this penguin. Interrupt to say you've heard this story before. A joke about being conceived in an igloo. Tell the story with mom. I don't know, maybe being a bit funny. Maybe, I don't know. And it was the most magical night to fall in love, making Christmas your favorite holiday, and I was conceived in an igloo. Oh, of course not. The igloo was full of people for the surprise party at midnight. That was the whole point. Oh, okay, so that was the next year. Michelle, you were born in May 6 years later. To be fair, we are part of why they don't do the private igloos anymore. Okay. Pierce, I do my best not to spit out my food. That fully aside though. The Christmas festival is basically Premier City's biggest event of the year. They go all out. It really is incredible. You gotta go check it out, Shell. We'll wait to see you until the 25th if we have to. You all have talked it up so much I feel like I have to. Oh, we're not trying to make you do anything. If you don't want to go, then don't. And don't make yourself feel like you have to do anything else you are not totally on board with. What do you mean? I'm just worried that college is just the first thing you could think to do after, This again. You've just always been so imaginative. I always love the stories you'll tell about the creatures in the woods. You don't have to do things the normal way just because things weren't going like you envisioned. The creative process is messy like that. And I don't want you to give up on years of writing, even if... Mom... Yeah, Shell. Sometimes it's kind of hard to switch to the French. I want to go to college. I thought about it and it's my best course of action. I'm excited. It's gonna be great. Michelle. Quick. Now that I think about Michelle is also a French name. Yeah. Top 5 things Michelle is most excited for the premiere city in order. Go. In order. I don't know. I went to college too, but I would change a lot of things by now, you know. And I was always the type to be very dedicated to the studies, so I wouldn't actually put meeting new people at first place, but that's me. Meeting new people, have my own space, go to college, try new things, work my first job. Yeah, you see, like, for me, it's completely different. So going to college, work my first job because I'm a very type of responsible person, having my own space, meeting people, and trying new things. It would be more like that for me. I'm excited to go to college and work my first job and have my own space and meet new people and also try new things. Well, of course you're excited for college. That's the whole reason you are moving. Was that really necessary? Sure. Look at her. She's bummed. I suppose she does look bummed. I should probably get going. There are some things I want to get done before my first shift. All right, you sure you don't need any help moving anything else into the apartment? Nah, I can handle a few boxes and duffel bags. Don't let us keep you down. I start gathering my things and head for the door. Make sure to text us when you get there. I will. Love you. We love you too, Chesbel. Switching to French. And with that, I was off to start my new life. After a couple of hours of driving, I finally reach Orchid Apartments. You say Orchid? Like Orchid or Orchid? Orchid. I'm going to say Orchid. Sorry. Apartments. Parking garage and pull into my assigned spot. This happens to me quite a lot because, as I said, like, English is not my mother tongue. And I noticed that there are moments where you say the CH as a she, and there are times that you say as, it sounds like a K. So sometimes I'm not actually certain about it. Alright, today I gotta stop by the college to buy books and find the classrooms. Then I need to eat before my first shift at Viscount's, but first I need to bring my stuff in. Just a few trips up the elevator. Let's get this done. How many trips have I taken? How am I still not done? I probably shouldn't have done this on my own. I take a moment to count my remaining luggage and catch my breath. Suddenly, a bike zips behind me and stops just as quickly a few feet away. Are you okay, miss? Yeah, I'm alright, thank you. Really, you look very wiped. I'm just been moving boxes for the past hour, give or take. Why? Well, I'm moving into this apartment complex. Oh, I live in this apartment complex too. Would you want help? That's alright. I figure I've only got a couple trips anyway, so you don't have to trouble yourself. Oh, it's no trouble. 2 trips for 1 person is 1 trip for 2 people. I'll put up my bike and be right back. He walks over to a nearby bicycle rack before I can say anything. I guess he can help since he offered. I don't want to keep lugging boxes and he seems nice enough. There I go. Sometimes it messes with my mind, the pattern, you know. He speaks a little strangely though. Does he have an accent or something? I can't tell. Does he have an accent? Do I need to put an accent on this? Okay. After he locks up his bike, he comes back over and we begin to gather the last of my luggage. I realize I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Olive Myler. Introduce yourself in the same way. See, like, is it Myler? Is it Miller? This is like the constant thing I have with English. Sometimes I don't know where to put the accent. I'm being honest. So do not mind my English, okay? I'm reading and narrating the games because I want to, but if I'm saying things in the wrong way, do not mind me. So introduce yourself. Yeah, let's be just I was going to say keigo. Keigo is Japanese way of saying, you know, to just use an informal way. Forget it. Okay. I'm Michelle. That's a pretty name. Thanks. It means who resembles God, so I'll hope it's pretty. It means who resembles God. I didn't know that. Oh, is there an answer? What? To the question, who resembles God? I guess me, though I've read enough myths to know better than to actively compare myself to a god. What do you mean? It's not that important, just a bad joke. I'll like to get it. There are a lot of stories in mythology about people who boast about being as good as or better at something than a god. So the god punishes them for their hubris. Oh, all right then. Thank you for explaining. You are welcome. Why are you moving here? I'm moving to the city for college and the apartment is cheap. I heard someone died there and the whole place is supposedly haunted. Okay. Have you noticed any paranormal activity since you moved in? I don't think I've noticed anything paranormal, but I have heard about the apartment complex being supposedly haunted. How long have you lived here? 6 months, give. A little more than 6 months. Okay. And nothing weird in that time? I haven't noticed anything I'll call weird. Sometimes I feel like something in the phrases are kind of missing, and I even try to put like a 2 in there or something like. I don't know. Sometimes I'm reading and I'm like, it feels like something is missing in the phrases. I don't know. But I could have just missed it. Oh, we're here. We stopped in front of my door and set down the boxes we were carrying. Oh. He points out the door directly across the hall from mine. Does he live there? And that's my apartment right there. Yeah, he does. I guess we are neighbors. I'm glad I didn't make you go too out of your way. Thank you for helping me. No problem. I help a woman on our floor carry up her groceries every week, so this seemed very normal for me. Well, that's good to hear. I gotta go do a few things today, so I'll see you around. I hope to. Have a nice day. He walks into his own apartment as I move my things into my new living room. And done. I just showed the first stranger I met exactly where I live. I'm sorry, Mom. You tried so hard to teach me all of those safety tips, too. Whatever, it's fine. He lives across the hall. I mean, he's your neighbor, so eventually he would know where you would live, right? He lives right across your door. Okay. He would have seen me coming or going eventually anyway. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I still need to pick up my textbooks and find my classes. That was pretty tiring, though. Which sounds like a good excuse to get coffee. I look at Premier Coffee House and decide to make a quick stop there on the way to BCU. Here's the coffee shop Mum suggested. We didn't have time to check it out when I originally toured the college. She said she came here often when she lived here. I wonder if I will too. There doesn't seem to be a rush, but the baristas are busy with someone else's order. I'll be with you in a moment. Perfect, just enough time for me to decide what I want to drink. Who am I kidding? I already know I'm getting a caramel macchiato. The customer pays and moves to the end of the counter as one barista starts making their drink. The barista at the register turns his attention to me. I'm ready to take your order. Can I get, Hold on. I'll bet I could guess what you want. Oh, yeah? Yes, I can determine your order through a simple palm reading. I don't think palm readings can do that. Maybe not most palm readings, but mine certainly can. I'll prove it to you if you give me your palm. Okay, is this the way that he initiates the flirty? I agree to have your palm read. I don't have any expensive jewelry. Why would you say that I don't have any expensive jewelry? What if I just say your guess is wrong? What if I just say your guess is wrong? God. How do you know I won't just say your guess is wrong either way? Nothing's stopping you from lying. But what's more important, bruising my ego or enjoying your coffee? You have a point. How accurate do you think you are? I haven't really been keeping score, but I'll say around 90%. Those are some pretty good odds. You must have quite the talent. Yeah, I think we're kind of seeing what type of personality does this guy have. He studies my palm for a moment as I wonder how he could possibly guess my drink order by tracing the lines on my hand. My name's Aster, by the way, and your name? Oh, so you can guess my coffee order but not my name? Yeah, that was a good one. I probably could, but for the sake of your privacy, I refuse to divine any personal information. You can tell me any name you'd like. My name is Michelle. Then it looks like I'll be writing Michelle on a caramel macchiato. Wow, that's actually pretty impressive. He picks up a disposable cup and begins to make my drink. Were you tracking my eyes as I looked at the menu or something? Staring to your eyes, sure, but I wasn't tracking anything. How many numbers has that line gotten you? Why? Do you feel inclined to give me yours? Depends. Will you tell me the trick if I do? Do you not believe in magic, Michelle? Not really. At least not from a barista. Well, you're about to. He hands me a caramel macchiato with Michelle written in the cursive on the side. If you're going to act that confident, this better be good coffee. Thank you. I've gotta get going through. Sorry, let's phrase it again. Thank you. I've gotta get going though. If you must, I hope to see you again. I head out the door and take a sip of my coffee. Wow, this is really good. Definitely worth the money. Wait, how much was this? She didn't pay for it. She forgot to pay for it. I forgot to pay. I run back in and pay for my order before heading to the college. I make my way to the university, get my books, and begin looking for my classes. This takes much longer than I anticipated, due to one class which eludes me at every turn. I've been all over this campus, found most of my classes twice, and I still can't find my art history class. Yes, sometimes that happens. It happened to me too when I was in college. Does this class not exist? Did I make it up? It's on my damn schedule, so it has to be somewhere. Yeah, sometimes even like the university messes with the rooms where your class is going to be, and yeah, sometimes that even happens too. I don't have all day, so I should probably ask for help. Hey, are you a student here? Yeah, I am. Do you know where room 3136 is? Oh, that should be in the Boris Hunt building. Is that one laid out super weird? Because I feel like I've searched every building already. No, it's pretty straightforward once you get there, but getting there is kind of the problem. I'm still having a lot of difficulty with this pattern on the background. He pauses to think. The directions are a little difficult to explain. Would you mind showing me? Oh yeah, I mean, sure. Thank you so much. Of course. He begins to lead me down the hall. I'm Michelle, by the way. My name's Callie. I think it's Callie. It's nice to meet you. Callie leads me out of the art building and down a path I previously thought led off campus. Yeah, exactly like this. Like, at least when I was in college, like we had, like some classes were in the central building, and then I had like some classes that were like in another building that was like really far away. And I always thought, like, why did they had to put like these classes? And you only had like, what, 5 minutes between them, and they put like those classes like on the other building. You had to walk there and come back, and it was a mess. Okay, I'm saying the number like this. I don't know if you would say this number in another way, but anyway, wait, 31, 36. Are you taking art history? Yeah, for my humanities Gen Ed, I guess you. I'm also taking that class this semester. Oh, I interrupted you, I'm sorry. It's alright, you kinda just answered my next question. Callie takes a deep breath and lightly taps his fingers on his side. That Callie or Kale? Because like, Kale would be with a K. That's why I'm calling him Callie. Yeah, I'm having a lot of thoughts on this VN. It didn't happen with the others, but I'm having a lot of thoughts. Okay, what time are you taking that class? Tuesdays and Thursdays at 11. Me too. Hey, classmates. I raise my hand for a high five. Calais, I'm going to continue calling him Calais, makes an attempt but barely makes contact. Come on, you can do better than that. I leave my hand up for him to try again. He hesitates but does attempt another high five. This time he puts in just enough force to make a small clap. Is she messing with him because he's probably like smaller or something? That's a little more like it. Sorry, I just really don't want to hurt anybody. It's a high five, man. It's not gonna kill me. You don't really look like the type to pack a punch anyway. So you're telling him that he's weak? Yeah, I guess I don't. So, are you taking art history for your Gen Ed too? Honestly, I don't even know what is Gen Ed. Yeah, I know that in America you have like other ways of describing certain things. I don't actually know what that is. I could search for it. No, I'm actually an art major, so it's a required course. And I'm a junior, so I really should have taken it already. Yeah, he's probably younger than her or something. Don't know. No, because she's a junior too, right? She's just starting. Well, you can't really focus on the things you should have done by now. You just gotta push through from where you are at. Yeah, I guess. Damn it, I let Mom get in my head. I gotta move on. Thanks again for helping me find the classroom. You are welcome. I already know my way around campus my campus is. Yeah. Once again, I'm having issues with commas in punctuation and commas in this type of games. It happens quite a lot. Like, why don't people use commas more often? I mean, we are reading, we need some pauses. If you don't put a pause in here, I don't know where it is. I read it, like, I already know my way around campus East, so it's really no issue. You need to put a comma in here, people. You need. It's not that difficult. So I already know my way around campus East, so it's really no issue. I guess this way I know exactly where one of my classes is, so that's kind of helpful. Were you not here to find your classes? No, but that's a pretty smart way to do things. The ceramics teacher sent out a message to the class asking if anyone was free to help set up the classroom for this semester. See, where is the comma in here? To separate these two phrases, none. There's none. It's hard. I was one of... This happens, I'm talking about this. And I'm talking about this because I think this is important. There are a lot of things that I think that are important when you are developing a VN, a visual novel. And things that are important for the viewer and the consumer, the viewer. It's not only about the font that you are using, the graphic distribution that you are putting in there. Also, when we're talking about the script, these are things that are important too, because the person is reading and the text needs to have a certain breathing thing in it. You cannot just put like 3 phrases in there and it's fine. No, it's not. I was one of about half a dozen students from last year helping get wheels out and get the kiln, I don't know what kiln is, ready. Okay, I do not know that word. It's so nice of you to help out your teacher like that. Teach him a little work before classes even start. That sucks. That sucks, honestly. Kinda sucks that you have to do work before school even officially starts. Well, I didn't really have to. I just wanted to, since I liked the class so much. It's also really good for me to know how to set up the equipment in case I ever get my own. That's a pretty good point, I guess. In that way, it's free education. Yeah, that's a nice way to look at it, especially since every art class needs an extra $30 for materials. That is true. Yeah, if you go for a major in arts, you will waste a lot in materials. I went for literature and humanities, and I wasted a lot, but it was on books. You always have to waste, but in arts, materials are costly. They really are costly. What? They still do that for college? Isn't tuition enough? Yeah, it would be really nice if that covered it. But this is definitely better than them not being offered at all. Well, yeah, if they offered the money, it would be okay. If they offered the materials, sometimes, especially when you are in arts, is not okay. Because you may find that some materials may cost more, but they are better for what you intend to do, especially when we are talking about design and stuff like that. Yeah, you are probably right. I hope I get the chance to take a few art classes after I finish my required courses. Maybe we'll wind up in the same class again. Sounds like you might be graduated by then. Oh yeah, I thought he was like saying that he was a junior, but apparently no, he is not. We arrive at a building that was for sure maliciously hidden behind the cafeteria and walk inside. Do you like ceramics outside of school? Yeah. I really like all kinds of tangible arts, but ceramics is my favorite. My favorite things to make recently have been decorative pots. I even have a wheel at home, but I don't have my own kiln. Yeah, so it's like... I think it's the first time I'm hearing about this word. Sorry, can I just search for a bit? I don't even know if I'm saying it in the right way. Kiln is a thermally insulated chamber, a type of oven. Okay. Yeah, because I'm sorry, it's like the first time. Kind of stupid, sorry, but it's the first time I'm hearing it. Okay, let's continue. Luckily, the teacher let us use the school's kiln, I'm sorry if I'm not saying it right, kiln for personal projects when it's not full. Are you gonna be using the kiln pretty often then? Yeah, I kinda have a backlog from summer too. But it's up and running now. I'm the first person to use it this year. It's really cool that you are so dedicated. You'll have to show me some of your work sometime. Yeah, totally. Kale stops suddenly and begins to steady his breathing. Are you We made it. Here's the classroom. Cale gestures to a room with the number 31, 36 on a placard by the door. Oh, cool. I think I figured out how to get here from my other classes. Thank you again. You are welcome again. I pull out my phone to check the time. Shit, it's already past 3. I was gonna offer to buy you ice cream or something as a thanks, but I gotta go or I'll be late for my first shift. Oh, that's okay. Glad I could help. Cale takes another deep breath and pauses for a moment. I should probably start heading home anyway. Good luck at your job. Cale and I exchange contact info before I head off to wait tables at Viscount's. I head directly to Viscount's and get there with minutes to spare before my shift. Alright, first day at my first job. This would actually be a very anxiety type of day, like getting to college for the first time, then getting to your job for the first time would be very stressful for me. I don't like to be stressed out, so I'm not that type of person. I hate to be stressed out. I would be more like, no, on this day I go to college. On the next day I'll go to my first job, because I don't want to be that stressed out just on that day. I head inside and I'm directed by a couple servers to go to the boss's office in the back. I try to open the door, but it's locked, so I knock in hopes of getting the boss's attention. Not long after, the door opens into the office. I recognize the man at the door as Vincent Graham, the owner of Viscount's. He has kind of like an androgynous face. Sorry, that lock broke a couple months back and hardly says how I left it. It's alright, I'm supposed to start today. Yes, it was Michelle, wasn't it? Yes, it was. Or it is. Yes, my name is Michelle. I'm glad I hadn't managed to forget your name since we last spoke. I believe I also recall this being your first job. Do you feel ready? Yeah, it is, but I'm feeling alright, all things considered. All things considered. Yeah, just being driving, trying to finish moving in and preparing for classes all day. Yeah, see, like, I would be totally stressed out, and I don't like that type of thing. I am the type of person that I like to take things at a time, so I don't build stress. I would never like plan my own schedule, my own agenda in a way where I would put everything in just one day to get completely off. No, not me. I thought you looked a little tired. If today has been overbooked, then we can start you tomorrow. No, I'm okay, really. This is the last thing I have to do today anyway. I can do this. Alright, I suppose I'll trust you to know your own limits. Just please let me know if you begin to run out of energy. Will do, Mr. Graham. Good, and Vincent is fine. Oh, because Mr. Graham is your father's name. No. God damn it, that wasn't smart or funny. Where did that even come from? I'm tired. Well, that's not entirely right. He hyphenated. Okay. He hyphenated? That's pretty neat. It's not important. Let's get you clocked in. Right. I follow Vincent into his office, where he shows me how to clock in and where to put my things. The first part of today will be you shadowing me as I wait tables. Then, once you feel comfortable, I will supervise you as you wait tables for the remainder of the evening. Before I can reply, my failure to grab food today catches up with me and my stomach growls loudly enough for Vincent to hear. Actually, there was a sound in there, but you probably didn't hear it because I put the sound a bit lower because I didn't know. I always kind of like put at the same level the music and the sound. So yeah, but I think it was maybe not louder enough for you to hear it. Sounds like a plan. Are you all right? Yeah, I guess I'm just hungry. Finding my classes took longer than expected and I didn't have time to get food like I planned. When did you eat last? Does coffee count? I wouldn't say so. Oh, then I think before I left my house, which was around 9. Oh my god, girl, just go eat. How did you expect to work without eating all day? I mean, I think it's okay if you want to fast. It's fine. I do fasting too. In the reverse of most people, because most people fast during the breakfast. No, I just skip dinner. I do it on the other way because I prefer it like that. But I mean, she just took a coffee. She didn't even eat nothing, I think. I don't know. It was just a coffee and nothing more for the whole day. Yeah, that's not good. I thought I could tough it out. Forgot to eat. I was hoping I could eat on a break. I kind of want to say that we forgot, although she probably did. I think she thought she could just manage it. Yeah, let's do that. I was hoping I could make it to my first break, then just scarf something down real quick. That's very admirable, but there's no need for that. You should always make sure to eat something before a shift. I mean, he took it apparently in the good way, but he could have taken this in the way of, oh, you were just waiting for your break to probably get food from here, you know. Like, if I was the boss, I would be like, were you just like expecting us to feed you, so you waited until now to eat? I would actually think like that. I wouldn't be like thinking in a positive way of the person, you know. But yeah, I mean, it was a positive one for him, even if it's something quick and easy. Yeah, that makes sense. For now, let's get you fed. This is as good a time as any to explain our employee meals. Vincent reaches into a drawer and pulls out a piece of paper with about half a dozen menu items. Any employee working a shift lasting at least 6 hours may choose a meal from this list. See, it kind of sounded like, you know, I just wanted to eat free in here. And I don't know how positive it would be for most bosses out there. At least in here where I live, it wouldn't sound very good. Do you understand? It's like, I just came here to eat free food. It wouldn't sound good, you know? And although she never said that, it sounds like it's implied in there. It kind of sounded. You get this meal at no cost, and you get a half hour break to eat it. Oh, thank you. I quickly scan the menu and select the soup of the day. Are you just going to get a soup? I mean, it's nutritious. Soup should always be in any meal that you eat. It's very nutritious. But You need something more, you know. You need proteins, you need other things, girl, you know. Vincent almost seems a little disappointed, but I decide not to mention it. Should I clock out to eat? No, no, and given the circumstances, take a whole hour if you need to. You may wait here while I get your soup. I sit down near the desk. God, I'm so stupid. How could I just forget to eat all day? And now I'm making it my boss's problem. On my first date. The door to the kitchen suddenly opens behind me. Yeah, you would need like some carbs now too, you know, because of all of the tiredness and everything. You'd need some protein, some carbs, and not just the soup. You needed something else, but yeah, sure, girl. Oh, hello. You must be the new girl Vincent's going to be training today. Hi, I'm Michelle. I'm Helen. Do you know where Vincent is? He's getting me my employee's meal since I haven't had much to eat today. Ah, the two of you will get along then. Vincent's always starving himself. Like, on purpose? No, it's because he seems like the kind of guy that forgets to because he's just too much into work, I bet. Oh no, he's usually just forgetting or overestimating himself, as I said. Really? But he runs a restaurant. How do you forget to eat with food everywhere? Yeah, you think that would help, wouldn't you? I guess I'm not that stupid if he forgets to eat too. I never said he wasn't stupid. God. What is implied in here? Okay. Sorry, that was a little mean. I'm sure you are fine, but I've known him long enough that I know he's stupid, at least about eating. I just feel bad that I've kind of pushed my problem on him. Oh, don't feel bad about that. I'm sure he loves the excuse to get in the kitchen. Does he like being in the kitchen? No, probably like to see if everything is fine or something. Well, yeah, when he can, but he's normally stuck doing business stuff or being called away by his bitch mom. As Helen speaks, Vincent walks in with a bowl of cheddar broccoli soup and a small basket of bread. Yeah, that's better. Okay, now you are having like something more in there to compose like that meal. Helen, are you clocked in? Yeah. Then what's your language? Sorry. Called away by his awful mom. Thank you. Vincent places the soup and bread in front of me. I thank him and begin to eat. This is really good soup. I'm glad you like it. I've heard hunger is the best seasoning. Yeah, when you are hungry? Yeah. I see you've already met Helen. She's worked for me since the restaurant opened 3 years ago. I trust that she can help you with any issue that may arise when I'm not available. Yeah, I'm basically the best. Helen, since I'm training Michelle this evening, things aren't quite routine. The adjusted assignment is already posted. Vincent's phone begins ringing in his pocket. He takes it out and checks the caller ID. I'm very sorry. It's probably the mom. I'm very sorry. I have to take this. Michelle, enjoy your food. I'll be right back. I hear Vincent answer the call as he leaves through the kitchen door. That's most likely his mom. Speak of the devil, I guess. Huh. Shouldn't you check your section? No, plans have almost certainly changed. What do you... Helen, Understood. Thank you. I'll tell the kitchen staff to include the dessert with your meal today. Michelle, I'm very sorry, but there's been an emergency and I need to leave immediately. Helen will be training you in my place. She's very competent and has helped me train most of my waitstaff. I hope this evening goes well for you from this point forward. Oh, okay. Good luck with your emergency, I guess. And thanks again for the soup. Don't worry about it. I watch as Vincent leaves through the kitchen doors, leaving me alone with Helen. He probably won't be back until after close. Is there a reason for him to come back after close? Just for paperwork and probably a little more time away from home. Anyway, I should actually get to our section. Come find me when you're done eating, but don't rush. Yeah, will do. Helen leaves and I continue to eat my soup. I hope everything's okay. I'll be more worried if that didn't feel so routine for them. I finish eating and go find Helen as instructed. The rest of my shift is pretty uneventful, but Vincent doesn't come back for the rest of the night. Okay, I needed to sip a bit something because my throat starts to hurt. Once my shift is over, I make it to my apartment and fumble through my purse to find my keys. I'm so tired, I don't think I've stopped moving in the last 12 hours. After my first attempt with my key upside down, I flip the key the right way and feel the lock turn as my door opens. I relock my apartment as I step inside. I should probably shower. It can wait till tomorrow. I'm too tired. I notice my TV shelf is partway set up. The box with my game system is next to it, and my games are now in a messy pile. Okay. I didn't set that up. I brought that in today. I didn't even have time to set it up before I left. I begin to look through my games to see if anything is missing. Did someone break in? I mean, it would be hard to believe that someone would break into your house and they would organize your things and not actually steal nothing. They would just organize things and put in shelves for you. I mean, unless it was like your parents, especially like your mom or something, who would break in to set up furniture and they locked the door after? Did I forget to lock the door earlier? I definitely had to unlock my door just now, right? All my games seem to still be here, and list the ones I care about. I begin to investigate the shelf, and it threatens to fall to its side. I have to quickly brace the shelf and rebalance it to keep it upright. They didn't even do a good job. A chill suddenly shoots up my spine. Something appearing, right? I guess I did hear the apartment was haunted. What is this? Occam's razor? The ghost must have done this. Occam's. What is that? Which is weirdly the last concerning option. I'm sorry if I upsetted you, but this shelf does suck. I feel another chill up my spine. You can be sensitive all you want, but this is an objectively bad job. It's like you just stopped halfway through. The shelf finishes giving way and falls over. See? I am the type of person that I could not go to bed and leave it like that. No, I'm not paranoid about cleaning and stuff like that. No, I'm not. The thing is, if I was already in bed and imagine the something happened with the shelf and everything was on the floor, and I would be like, whatever, tomorrow I'll take care of it. Okay, I would just like look at it and I'd be like, nah, I'm good to bed. But if I didn't went to bed already and things were like disorganized, I wouldn't be able to go to bed and even sleep. I would be like, no, I need to do something about it, you know. So, first one, no, I wouldn't be able. I would have to fix the shelf, not actually like set up the game system, because I mean, she's probably just too much tired by now. But to fix the shelf, yeah, I would probably do. Unless I was going to make like noise for the neighbors. Yeah, imagine I was like fixing the shelf and making noise for the neighbors. Yeah, nope. But let's choose this one. I guess I better get this done since it's out. I begin to take everything apart so I can reassemble it properly. You didn't even keep my games alphabetized. I spent the next hour building my TV shelf before shambling to bed. As tired as I am when I go to sleep, I still wake up a few hours later needing to use the bathroom. I think that's like the most, you know, when you read fantasy books, or even like playing games or whatever. And you have like these type of the fantasy settings. And oh yeah, you were there with the ghost and stuff like that. And I think this is like the thing that we never think about, which is like we have physiological needs. And when you think like, oh, like I'm in here with the ghost and I need to go to the bathroom and stuff like that, it's very uncomfortable. And whenever like you read a book or something, they always fantasize it in a way that everything worked fine, and there was like, and they spend the whole night together embracing each other under a tree or something, and you're like, and no one thought about when they needed to pee and stuff like that, which is not romantic at all, you know. And she was just like talking about going to the bathroom, and I was like, yeah, you're going to the bathroom and there's a ghost in your house. Yeah, uncomfortable, right? As I make my way to the bathroom, I hear noises coming from the living room. I disappoint my mom again by not calling the cops immediately and instead sneak over to the living room to investigate. Okay, he's a game addict. In the light of the television, I see the ghostly figure of a young man focusing his attention on the screen, wired controller in hand. His head turns toward me. The figure disappears, dropping the controller on the ground. Why did you scream? I noticed my game console is set up on my TV shelf. So she was like totally okay with him being in there or something. Even when she kind of like understood that there was really like a ghost in there. Okay. Oh, that makes sense. You just wanted to play games. I guess that's fine. Girl, there's a ghost in your house. He doesn't respond, but I can't help but feel watched. I decide to drive to a nearby gas station to use the bathroom. Yeah, I would feel like that too when I just wanted to pee or something. When I returned, the game is in the same state as I left it. I decide to go ahead and save it for him, but the name on the save file catches my eye. Tristan, that must be his name. Good night, Tristan. As expected, I don't receive a response and I head back to bed. Okay, this is the demo, right? Thank you for playing the Monster Magnet mini demo. We plan to have a longer demo fairly soon, but we hope you enjoyed what we have so far. Okay. So, what did I actually have to say about this? I didn't dislike it. Yeah, I had some problems with some words and giving the right accent in English and all, but that's a common thing for me, you know, because it's not my mother tongue and I have some difficulty with certain things. But in terms of the game, yeah. The issue that I commonly found with these games, which is punctuation, lack of commas in there, it's a common thing. Another thing is not being able to do something about that background on the text box. It is cool to have a pattern, but it is also cool to give a bit more or less opacity, is opacity, right? To it. Because otherwise we are reading and it can be messy in your mind. I wouldn't talk much about the type of font because I think the type of font was kind of okay. In terms of the guys in here, I think they were fine. It was a pity that, as you can see by the image in here, it was a pity that we could not explore a bit more about what they really are, because I'm seeing in here that her boss seems like some kind of demon. We know that there's a ghost in here. That green guy seems to be... What was the name of him? Olive? I think it was Olive, right? Apparently seems like to be some kind of alien. I don't know. It's a pity that the demo didn't reach at that point where we could explore a bit more of that. But I think it was cool, and I think they are going in the right direction. I would give some adjustments in here in certain things that I already said, but basically it's just that. And thank you very much for being in here. I'm going to put in the description, I'm going to put where you can find this demo. I've been playing mostly from demos from itch.io or Steam. And I'm going to put the link in there if you want to play too. Thank you very much.